Good morning. Today we're going to make a product called a marquee or a fruit fool. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a lemon fruit fool. Secondly, I'm going to make a raspberry fruit fool. And the last one I'm going to show you will be a chocolate marquee. Fruit fool, marquee, what it really is none other than a flavored ingredient as such as, in this case here, we have a lemon fruit fool, we have lemon juice, water, sugar. We're going to bring that to the boil, as I will show you in a second, and add some gelatin, cool it down, add fresh whipped cream. If you look at other fruit fools, you have fruit puree and fresh whipped cream. That is basically all there is to it. With a marquee, that's the term we use for the chocolate version, you have melted chocolate, break it down with boiling hot water or milk, and you add gelatin to it and fresh whipped cream. That is basically the definition of a marquee or a fruit fool. As I said, this first product here is a lemon fruit fool. What we're going to do here, we have half of this liquid here is water, the other half is lemon juice, and in this case here we have 3 lemons and 150 grams of water plus approximately 150 to 250 grams of sugar. The sugar amount is really determined by how sweet you would like your dessert. Yeah? What I'm going to do here now, I'm going to get a microplaner, or you can get a very fine grater, and what we're going to do, we're going to add some fine lemon zest into here. Yeah? This version of the lemon or citrus fruit fool can be made with oranges, grapefruit, mandarins, anything you like. If you're going to use oranges, don't replace half the juice with water, only use straight orange juice. Now, in this case here, I have got, I said, 150 grams of 3 lemons, 150 grams of water, approximately 200 grams of sugar, the zest of 2 lemons, that's enough. Make sure when you zest the lemons that you only use the very outer part of the lemons, because the white part of the lemon is very bitter. I'm going to put that on a stove, bring it to the boil. The leaf gelatin is going to be placed into cold water. And let that one here for a little while soak till it is nice and soft. If you leave this gelatin in here for too long, it will absorb more and more and more water. In other words, you're only soaking your gelatin once you're actually ready to perform this task. Now, the lemon juice, the water and the sugar is boiling. What I'm going to do here now, I get this softened gelatin, as you can see. I'm going to squeeze all the excess water out of here, place it into the boiling hot lemon juice, water and sugar. The heat of this mixture will dissolve the gelatin. Yeah? Here we go. I've got 2 options here. I can strain this mixture to a very fine chinoise or strainer and get the lemon zest out. I, however, choose in this case to leave it in. Yeah? Here we go. This boiling hot mixture goes in a mixing bowl. The next mixture I'm going to prepare, basically in principle exactly the same thing. What I've got here, raspberry puree. I want the raspberries, I put them through a fine sieve, getting rid of all the pips, all the seeds coming out, because the seeds of the raspberries are relatively bitter. They're not nice to eat. In this case here, 750 grams of raspberry puree and approximately 200 grams of sugar. I also added the juice of half a lemon into the raspberry puree in order to bring the flavor out. I'm going to get this raspberry puree and sugar now, and I'm going to bring that to the boil. In this case here, again, I have 5 leaves of gelatin, which I've been soaking. Now, since the raspberry puree and the sugar has come to the boil, I take that off the stove, and like before, take the gelatin and squeeze the excess water out of it, put that into the boiling hot mixture, stir it, all the gelatin is dissolved. Yeah? All I'm going to do here now is I get this mixture, put it into a mixing bowl. Here we have got the mixture for the lemon full. Here we've got the mixture for the raspberry full. The third version of our dessert today now will be made with chocolate. This version we're going to call a chocolate marquis. In a minute I will melt this chocolate in a microwave. The first thing I will do, however, is I'm going to get the gelatin again. In this case I'm only using 4 leaves. Yeah? Put it in cold water, and I have got 200 grams of couverture, dark couverture. Now, the better the couverture, the better the chocolate, the less sugar there is in. Yeah? That means if you have using a high quality chocolate, you may want to add a little bit of sugar to it. Now, I don't like those desserts to be too sweet. In this case here, I'm just going to melt the chocolate and fold that chocolate basically afterwards into fresh whipped cream. Okay, now all the chocolate is melted. The chocolate is not hot, the chocolate is just nice and warm. Now what we have to do to this chocolate, we have to break this chocolate down with boiling hot water. We also have to add this gelatin to the actual chocolate. What we're going to do here first, we get the 4 leaves of gelatin. I'm getting a little bit of boiling hot water here, and add that to the gelatin and put that over the stove. The gelatin is all dissolved. I'm now going to add this gelatin and hot water to the chocolate. Normally, the biggest enemy to chocolate is liquid or water. In this case here, we have to add water to it in order to make sure that this chocolate, when we add it to the cold, fresh cream, does not set. If I have normal chocolate and I melt it and I add that into fresh whipped cream, it will become a very sandy texture because the chocolate would immediately set. In this case here, it cannot set immediately. The bases are ready. All we have to do here now is add fresh whipped cream to it. In a minute I will get a mixing bowl with ice, and I will going to cool those mixes down before we're going to add the fresh whipped cream to it. Alright, the next step we have here, I am going to whip the fresh whipped cream. Fresh whipped cream is held together by butterfat. Butterfat has a melting point of 28 degrees. In other words, this mixture has to be ice cold. I put the fresh cream into the mixing bowl, put this mixing bowl in the fridge. I left it there for the last hour or so. I'm now going to whip the cream to a soft pink. The fresh whipped cream now has been whipped as such. I keep it to a nice soft pink, yeah, because you don't want to over whip it before you actually fold it into your base mix. Alright, our next phase in the making of this dessert is, this mixture is nice and warm. If I put that into the fresh whipped cream, it would actually melt the whipped cream and break it down. I'm setting this mixture onto some ice, constantly stirring it until it is approximately 15 to 20 degrees centigrade. Yeah? Here we go. This has to be constantly stirred, or you will have lumps in it. Yeah? This should be nicely done. And I'll get the first lot of cream. There's 600 milliliters of cream here. And I'm going to pour this whole mixture straight into here. The liquid obviously will go straight to the bottom. Therefore, I have to dig this mixture up, folding it nicely through this fresh whipped cream. First mixture is finished. I get a measuring jug. I pour some of this mix into this measuring jug, and I'm going to fill the first 3 glasses. Alright, the lemon one has been done. The next one, I am getting the raspberry fruit. Same thing. I'm putting it over the ice, pulling it down slightly, okay, and I then going to fold that into the fresh whipped cream. Alright, the mixture should be just about ready here now. I'm taking that off the ice, and just like I did before, I'm going to add this raspberry mixture straight into the fresh whipped cream. Here we go. I'm going to pour that nicely into the glass. The last mixture I'm going to make is the chocolate mixture. Again, this chocolate mix is still relatively warm. I set that into the ice just for a little while, constantly stirring it. Yeah? Just take the heat out of it. You do not want this chocolate to start to set. Yeah? Here we go. I'm now going to add this chocolate paste with the gelatin into the fresh whipped cream. And again, this mixture is of a slightly firmer consistency that I can't use a measuring cup. I will go and get a piping bag and I will pipe it into there. Alright, I get this chocolate marquis. I'm going to pour it into a piping bag. As you can see, we now have got the lemon fool, the raspberry fool and the chocolate marquis. In a minute I will decorate them. Okay, the next stage now, the final stage, before I'm going to make a little display here, I'm going to decorate those marquis and fruit fools. The first thing I'm going to do here is just get some fresh whipped cream, which I whipped before, and in this case here, make a nice dot on top of it. Now, I'm going to decorate those little desserts. I have put here some raspberries, some blueberries, some mint leaves, I've got some chocolate, I've got some candied orange. What we're going to do here, firstly, I like to give the desserts, always, I like to give a bit of height. Firstly, I'm going to put some candied lemon skin, lemon zest on here, yeah? You can make that yourselves by zesting your lemons, reducing the lemon zest in this hot stock syrup and putting it in sugar. Just going to put a few of those chocolate threads on top here. It's important that we get a bit of height in our desserts, yeah? I also will need a little bit of extra color in this case here. And what we're going to use here is a little bit of mint leaf or something green, yeah? Lemon, white, green, should look very nice here. The next dessert we're going to make here is our raspberry one. A little piece of chocolate here, and I'm going to put a fresh raspberry on top. Chop it off. I'm going to add a little bit of popping candy. Yeah? Last but not least, we have got the chocolate marquis. What we're going to do with the chocolate marquis, firstly we're going to use one of those chocolate wedges. Probably the chocolate wedge is helping me in a minute to hold up a special decorative sponge here. Yeah? And again, I can put a bit of a natural fact, I've got some raspberry flakes here. Okay, freeze-dried raspberry flakes. And again, I need to break up the color a little bit. In this case again, I've got some more mint leaves. I could have some chopped pistachio nuts, which are green too. Alright, as you can see, this is the end product. We have got a raspberry fool, a lemon fool, and a chocolate marquis. Yeah?